Okay, overtime. Black Knight asks, what does the panel think of the polls showing, oh yes, I saw this, almost half, 46% of Republicans in Mississippi believe that interracial marriage should be outlawed. Not surprising?
No.
We're talking about Mississippi.
Wow.
I'm surprised they think...
I'm surprised at that.
I'm surprised that
yeah.
they would say to a pollster, yeah, I think interracial marriage should be outlawed.
Well,
you'd think that when somebody rang you up and said, excuse me, do you think that interracial marriage should be banned? You might say no.
If you look at the polling...
Right? I mean,
and these are the
even if you thought yes.
And these are the Mississippians who have phones. You know, the intelligentsia.
The most potent and resilient form of racism is against white people having sex with black people. And that's why they lynched black men in the past.
Right.
It was that thing that
right.
they went nutty about, and it's the idea of a mixed race that they load. And you know,
fear of a black penis.
Yeah.
Remember that album? Remember that rap album, Fear of a Black Penis? You're the rap expert. Who was that? Who was that rapper?
Cool Herc.
Cool Herc.
I just like that porn series, Everybody Loves a Big Black Cock, which is true. But you know, the opposition to interracial marriage in 1967, when it was finally gotten rid of by the Supreme Court, was far higher than opposition today to gay marriage, or 10 years ago to gay marriage.
Hey, when my parents married a Jew and a Catholic in 1951 is when my parents got married. That was very controversial, more than black-white is today. I mean, neither one of their families was very happy about that. Yeah. It's funny, though, you know, after, I noticed this with interracial marriages also, after the marriage becomes a fait accompli, then the families are like, oh, fuck it. You know, seriously, like a week later, they forgot that they were so adamantly against it. It's done. And they're like, oh, you're a human being.
That's why they do it.
Don't you always think that some of
kids are usually like a Halle Berry type, you know, look. That's why people like it.
It is true. Nature wants us to mate as far apart from our gene pool as we can, right?
I've always wondered whether the real hostility to Obama comes not from being black, but by being a product of a biracial marriage. I think in some ways, certain people can cope with black people more than they can cope with people who are indeterminate. It scares them. They want their categories
then which camp are they in?
Easy.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
What do you think, they want Mos Def to be the president, for Christ's sakes? Bad example. I should have gone with Kevin Garnett. Thank God the show's over. It's on internet.
Is Glenn Beck's departure from Fox News a sign that crazy is falling out of fashion? Hardly. No?
No. You know what it is? He was apocalyptic. Even crazies don't like to hear the world is ending every day.
Right.
And that's what he was. I mean, every day you listen to him, the sky was falling.
Right, it was...
And frankly, it didn't fall, so kind of got
And also,
old.
it came the same week that we found out of Donald Trump being #2 in the Republican polls, right? So...
okay.
A little bit of craziness around.
How is it possible to have a wall between church and state when the church persistently attacks the state? Huh? What is the...
That's what got me banned from Afghanistan. That joke right there.
I don't know what they mean.
I don't either, but I didn't even know what I meant with my joke, but it sounded good.
Governor Spitzer, would you consider running for office again and making a difference with financial reform? Well, that's a question.
I just want a TV show that works.
Well, you got one of those.
I got one. Well, thank you. That's
no,
nice
and it does work. It works terrifically.
Thank you.
But come on, you would run again, wouldn't you? You should.
I got a TV show. Thank you. It's nice of me to say, but I got it.
There's so few Democrats who say the things that progressives want to hear and need to be said, and we feel like there's nobody. I mean, on this budget debate, we feel like there's nobody standing up for one side. It's like the
Democratic Party. The Democratic Party needs backbone. And it has been, as somebody who was a Democratic governor, Democratic AG, it has been terrible to watch the party run so quickly to embrace the other side. And I don't get it, and I'm ashamed of it, and I despair for where it's taken our politics.
I think there's some truth to that, but I also think if you look at the stimulus package, it had every single possible liberal goodie in it. Okay, that's a huge amount of money. We have it in the last 2 years, we've
No,
had universal health insurance achieved by a Democratic president. At some point, you've got to take yes for an answer.
The stimulus package was not about liberal goodies. First of all, about 40% of it was tax cuts that the Republicans forced in the bill.
Huge amount of infrastructure investment, green energy investment.
Why is infrastructure a liberal goodie?
I mean,
I can't even get... Seriously.
And Andrew...
I mean, the stimulus package came on the back of a major crisis.
Yeah.
If it had not happened, the chances are we really would have jumped off that cliff along with the carrot and everything else.
It worked.
I don't think
It
that
worked.
that's
I know, I'm not saying it didn't work. I'm saying that...
But Andrew, it worked because Keynesian economics is right. Let's wake up and say what has to be said. The Laffer curve is just that. And they're still preaching the idiocy that created this crisis, and it's killing us.
Elliot, I'm not denying that. I'm just saying there were
You keep
lots
agreeing
of
with
things.
us, but then you still say you're a conservative. I don't get it.
I don't understand that either. You agree with all our points, and you come out on the other side. I concede the logic of what you're saying, and I'm against you.
Well, no, in the details, yes, but overall, given the president and the Democratic Party refusal to address this debt, I'm not in favor of the Democrats. I want them to get serious about balancing the budget. They seem to be utterly oblivious to this.
Well,
I'd rather deal with jobs, health care, and tax equity.
You may not be able to.
And yes, we will. And then, you know what? Growth is going to generate how we deal with the debt in long term and put the tax back on those who can afford it, not taking away Medicare from those who need health care. It will work. It will work, Andrew.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, panel. Thank you, audience. We'll see you next week.